Hey folks, Cornell with YouTubeFISHINGVIDS. I am tied off at a boat dock at an absolutely unbelievable, incredibly awesome lake in Virginia. It's a private lake that a couple buddies of mine actually have property on. So it's one of those kind of places where it's kind of exclusive, it's kind of extraordinary. And I'm sitting here tied off, waiting for them to back their little skiff down here. And I just made my first cast on the magical lake that I haven't been to in a long, long time. And I'm gonna throw this little, with this wind, I'm just gonna throw a little bluegill pattern, Finch nasty thumper, vibrating jig for a couple casts just to entertain myself, and they're on their way. So you all stay tuned. It's fixing to be an absolutely epic day. All right, here comes Brandon. Brandon's in the Carolina skiff, all hooked up, dual trolling motors. He's got himself a depth finder. How many years has it been since we've been out here, buddy? It's been 3 years? I think it's been more than that, to be honest with you. So let's hit some of these points and see what's going on. And then if they're not hitting these moving baits, we'll just, I know they're on the wood. I just had a bite. I didn't tell you about it right in that wood. Nice one, and I lost it. So we got to figure out if they're on these points or if they're back in these little pockets, you know what I mean? Water temps, 75-degree water. All right, it's pretty calm cove back here. I've been covering water pretty good with this this nasty thumper vibrating jig. So I'm gonna hit some wood, hit some docks, and play the Texas rigged beaver bait game and see if we can get something on a Texas rig. There we go. First bass of the day on a Texas rig right in the wood. An absolutely amazing and awesome way to catch a bass. All right, so there's my first beaver bait slash first fish of the day. Right in the nose. That's the Sweet Beaver tramp stamp color I'm doing. Let's get a hold of you. There you are. All right, there we go. The game's begun, boys. First fish of the day, and there's the bait. Tramp stamp. It's kind of like a black and blue flake laminated with green pumpkin on the other side. So absolutely awesome rig. Just a 5/16 ounce tungsten, and the grip pin, that awesome grip pin by Mustad. So I'm playing that game. It's actually the straight shanked worm hook, which has got a little bit less of a bite to it, but for a thin body beaver bait, it actually is perfect. So let's keep going, see if we can get another fish in the wood and fish on the Texas rig. So as I pop in and out of these coves, I'm gonna be hitting these points on the main lake, tucking myself back in the coves, hitting the wood with a Texas rig, trying to avoid that drop shot and shaky head as best I can. I'm gonna try and fish a little bit bigger baits. There are absolute giants in this lake. So hopefully we'll be pulling a couple of those out. I know the numbers will be there. We've had days out here on senkos and shaky heads and things like that. We've caught 30 bass a piece, but with only a handful of maybe 2 to 3 pounders, maybe up to 4 pounds. But we've caught 9 pounders out of here. There's been 7 pounders pulled out, and it's been one of those kind of lakes. It's been a long time since I've been here though, so I'm happy to be back. Nice. Good job, Bill. Got him on the deep diver? Nice. All right, Bill's hooked up. Bill's over there throwing a crankbait. He hooked it all up. That's the second fish of the day. Nice one, Bill. One of the greatest things about fishing with buddies is that if everyone's fishing something different, you can really, 3 times as fast figure out a pattern. So vibrating jig, spinner bait. What are you throwing, Brandon? Spinner bait also, and you're throwing a senko on the banks for a while? Yeah, so we've been throwing a handful of things trying to work a pattern out. I've only been out here about a half an hour. We've got a couple fish, one on a Texas rig, which means they're hugging some wood, and they're a little bit deeper with that deep diver. So we're gonna go ahead and maybe throw some crankbaits and pitch some wood. All right, I'm putting up the spinner bait. I'm gonna see if that crankbait's really what's happening. I got the perfect one to throw. All right, so here goes the spinner bait getting put up. I'm gonna reach for a silent, beautiful Aurora Black, that same crankbait, come out of the May mystery tackle box. It's silent, it's blue, black back, chrome bellied. It's perfect for a sunny day like this with this water clarity. So we're gonna throw this, it goes about 5 to 6 feet deep, and let's see if we can pick up a couple crankbait bass. Oh, there we go, crankbait fish. I love it. Nice one, awesome. All right, we got our first crankbait fish of the day. Oh, did he get off? Or is he swimming with me? Oh no, he's still on there. That's great. All right, that's our Lucky Craft Skeet Reese. That's a decent fish on a crankbait. So yeah, after Bill whacked himself a crankbait fish, I switched up, got away from the spinnerbait. I'm only pitching to the wood when I see it. And that's great because we got a second fish of the day. That's perfect. Great way to learn from your partners. All right, number 2. Thank you, Bill. There we go, right under the dock, and a good one. Look at that. That's why we put it up for a moment, just to pitch to targets, guys. So crankbait around the shoreline and down the little drops, and right in the shady dock. Gives us bass number 3 on the Texas rig. Absolutely, absolutely awesome. Right in the middle of it, right in the middle of it, where it should be. Right in the middle of it, right where it should be. All cookie cutters, guys, but Texas rigging, there goes my beaver bait. Texas rigging and crankbaiting at this point is what we got. So wood and out from the banks a little bit with the crankbait. There we go, out from under the dock. Perfect, absolutely perfect. Exactly where we want to see him, in that shade. All right, the flipping bite is on, folks. This is absolutely one of the best and most fun ways to catch them. You really get to feel the bite, and it really catches the numbers, and I'm just waiting for that big one. Back she goes. Man, feisty.
What you throwing today, on senko one?
No, I'm throwing a Texas rig right now, just pitching into some wood. A little crankbait here and there, you know.
You been catching any on the crankbait?
I caught one on the crankbait, just kind of out of nowhere, and my man did too, so it might work for you. All right, out of the wood. I think that's going to be the deal today, folks. What the heck did it just spit out? That is ridiculous. Folks, I didn't even have the camera running when I hooked this bass. It just spit out a pink senko, and I found the fish. At least a lot of fish. They're suspended. They're suspended big time midday like this, and I got them on an underspin. So let me get this thing out and show you. There he is. That was literally my first cast with a beautiful 3/8 ounce underspin, fish head spin, swarming hornet with a zoom watermelon fluke. And yeah, I let it go down like 2 seconds, started reeling, gave it a twitch or two, and he smacked it. So there's a lot of suspended fish. I got a point leading into a cove, so let's see if we can pop a few more and find some big ones. Oh, it had to happen. It had to happen, and it had to happen on a point. I broke out my drop shot just to locate some fish other than where I was finding them in the wood. Oh my gosh. This is a big one. I've been seeing their nests. Look at this, guys. Oh my God, I did it again. I don't know, that might be bigger. That seriously might be bigger. A red-eared sunfish, a giant, on my drop shot. I caught one up at Rocky Gap. I lipped it, and I'm lipping this one. Look at the size, again, of that red-eared sunfish. Now, if that's not a red-eared sunfish, I don't know what is. That is as good a red ear as I can get. So check him out, shellcracker. Beautiful. That is so cool. That's a drop shot fish right on a point. So I got out here in the main lake, struggling a little bit to find some bigger fish. I saw some giant fish up here on this point, super shallow, and threw the drop shot and came up with that giant shellcracker. Big ol' red-eared sunfish. All right, let's go ahead and put that one back and see if there's any big old trophy bass. There we go. Awesome. These are one of my favorite bites of all time, folks, and that's what we need to do when it's tough and the fish are truly suspended. I got one on an underspin. That was slowing down. It's nothing big, but look at that. Absolutely awesome little Kitech swim bait with just an 1/8 ounce ball head jig. So that was my first cast parallel in the shoreline. So if that's what I've got to do until the sun starts to dip a little bit, that's what's going to happen. So I'm going to see if a big one wants to bite this little thing, but in the meantime, I'll take every little one I get. Oh, number 2 in a row. Oh my gosh, and he got off. 2 casts in a row with this thing. He slammed it. Oh my gosh, let's see if we can do another one. I felt that bite. Oh, that was great. There's the bigger fish. Awesome. Suspended, guys, suspended. How cool is that? Beautiful fish. Oh man, this is great. Oh, come here. A little bit bigger, not much. Just a little bit bigger, but I'm happy to have them. Got them again on that little Kitech swim bait. Great option. Absolutely awesome option. When it's bluebird skies, they're not on the bottom, and you need to catch them one way or another, and that is the best way along with a spy bait to catch them suspended. Let's do some more. Oh, right on the point. That's the bite I've been looking for. I knew there'd be a fish on the point. Oh, it's a pretty nice one to jump. Awesome. Okay, that makes me feel better about what's going on out here. That's a little bit better fish. Okay, so I'm on the main lake. It's been windy, so it's been tough to sit myself on this point. I was thinking about anchoring up. I might anchor up after all. This is a nice little fish right on the point. I saw some giants out here earlier. This is about what's going on at this point. Boy, I'm really anxious to see what's going on later this evening. And I know there's a really good topwater bite that happens out here. These fish start schooling up and getting crazy, so stay tuned. There we go. Oh, it's been nothing but wood all night. I've been catching this size. I can't tell you how many fish I didn't show you just because it's been like that, but that's one of the better fish of the day. Come in here. All right, folks, it's been a long haul. I've been trying everything all day, trying to find some bigger fish, and the Texas rig beaver bait in the wood has been the ticket tonight. Pretty much junk fishing all day. I've been throwing all kinds of stuff, but I'm happy to have you guys join me. I'm going to call it. It's getting a little bit late. I may throw a topwater here and there. So, folks, as always, I appreciate you joining me. As always, I appreciate you subscribing. Until we meet again, over and out.